Hey, hey, hey! What's up, everybody? Adam and Michelle from AdamandMichelleCarey.com, and we're excited that you're here, World Changers.
World Changers.
I love that hashtag. We gotta start
Changers
hashtagging.
of the world. Yeah, we do.
We need to start hashtagging World Changers. And do you know today is Thursday? But do you know what's up? Do you know what is in 2 weeks from now? It's like one of the greatest holidays ever where we just eat and eat and
Gorge
eat.
ourselves.
We are 2 weeks away from Turkey Day, from Thanksgiving, from, just celebrating celebrate. That's an American holiday right there.
Yeah.
I know that there was some lives at stake, but anyway, where am I going with that? We are Adam and Michelle from AdamandMichelleCarey.com. We want to welcome you guys. Please comment below. Let us know where you're tuning in from, what city, state, or country. If you're in the Philippines, good morning to you. I know we got some Filipinos that catch the replay pretty often. So, Shannon, what's going on? Mikey J, thanks for tuning in. And,
So what do you guys have planned for Thanksgiving? Do you eat turkey? When I was growing up, we ate chicken.
Hey,
and
Yolanda.
KFC. We went to KFC to get mashed potatoes.
Yeah. 2 weeks away from Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
It's going to be good. It's
All
going to
right.
be awesome. So you might have saw today's topic. What, Michelle, why today's topic? It's a different one. We've never talked about this.
Yeah. So
Ooh, Lodi in the house.
Have you ever been in a funk? Maybe you're in a funk right now to where it's like, not just like a bad day, but a funk that you can't shake off, and you just have a bad attitude. And if anyone was to call you or try to encourage you, you just want to stab them in the neck.
Wow, that's pretty.
No, that's a little taking it too far.
That's a little aggressive.
But
I
felt that way yesterday.
Yeah. Well, actually, I think we both got in a funk, and I don't know if one funk kind of gave birth to the other funk or how that happened. And we actually had to do to hit pause, and there's a few things that we did that we thought we would share with you, because maybe you're in a funk, or maybe you will be in a funk someday. Because let's face it, to think that every day is just going to be sunny, rainbows, unicorns, and amazing is a little bit unrealistic. So what do you do when you're having those down days and you're not feeling motivated and you don't feel like, encouraging people and putting on a smile? Like, what is it that you do? What's up, Mike? Thanks for tuning in. And I think we did say hi, Carla, to everybody. So we had 4 little tips that we wrote down.
I am interested, though. Do you already have something that you go to when you're feeling a little bit funky? We want to know.
Yeah, let us know.
But in the meantime, we'll give you what we uncovered. We had to apply it yesterday.
And we didn't have a checklist. This is just like what we did, and it really helped. And so we've
done it in the past too. So, but yesterday was just and especially because usually not both of us are in that.
Yeah. Well, usually we come to the table. We're excited. So yesterday, earlier in the day, we knew we had to do Facebook Live at 4 because we commit to that, and neither of us really felt like it. But we had a shift in our attitude, and by the time we did it, you wouldn't have known. We were good to go, and it's a new day. So we just want to give you 4 quick tips to really think about, write down. And the cave of hiding.
I wanted to retreat yesterday. I was like almost in tears to where I don't feel like doing anything today. Could we just Netflix it?
Right. So here's what we did is I just said, Michelle, let's hit pause. I think the very first thing you need to do when you feel like you're in a funk, and you can't use this excuse every day, but I said, let's hit pause. And so we had to change the environment. Sometimes you just need to get away from the desk or away from the office or go for a walk or go to the park. I'm an atmosphere guy. I like to be in areas that are inspiring. And so first things first is you just sometimes have to hit pause and change the atmosphere. So the first thing that we did is we just said, let's just put on a worship song and let's just pray. And we just kind of took some time. And the reason that I do that, and that Michelle and I, we are intentional about doing that, is if we have a problem or something that we're facing, then it's kind of the only thing that we can think about and focus on. And so what we do is we put on worship and we focus on Him, and we know that there's no problem or situation that overwhelms Him. And so we get His perspective. We get the Lord's perspective on what we're facing or what we're going through. So that's our first tip, is sometimes you just got to hit pause, but at the same time, sometimes you need to change the atmosphere of where you're in. Like, take a 5-minute walk, go get some fresh air, and just look around and get your focus off of the problem or whatever it is that is bothering you. So that's tip number 1.
Yeah, I love your tip 2, ice cream, Carla. That always makes everything better. But okay,
let's add that as tip number 5.
Number 5.
Okay.
So the second thing that we did is we reflected. Just kind of reflected. Okay, for myself, I had to stop and think, like, why am I feeling this way? What event or conversation or something that triggered my attitude to go south? And so a lot of times you could just figure out the trigger and try and work to solve why that happens. You can't really avoid it, because then you're just going to be running your whole life from things. So you really want to face opposition head on, because once you could do that and tackle that, then it has no power over you. So so yesterday I think I compared myself again to somebody, and then that was ahead of us, and so things went south from there. And it's something that I always need to surrender and not do. So it's like, there it goes again, and this is why I'm feeling this way. So you really just got to stop and reflect, and just pray about, like, what can I do to overcome this.
And then that's good. That's really good, because I think you need to kind of figure out why is it that I'm feeling this way? What is it? What causes it? Was it comparison? Was it I put way too much emphasis on a prospect, and I was emotionally attached, and so when they finally said no, it crushed me and it ruined my day. Well, it's a choice. Like, you get the choice of allowing that to affect you, or allowing to learn from it. So again, the first tip was just to pause, and if you can, change the atmosphere. Just hit pause, because even if you did try to muscle through it and you did make a call, that might convey through the phone call that you're in a miserable mood, and it might do more damage. You might be better off just taking some time, hitting pause, going for a quick walk. Step number 2, reflecting. Why am I feeling this way? What's going on emotionally? And then I think tip number 3 is huge. It's just getting an attitude of gratitude, right? Focusing on what is going right. Michelle and I both like to journal in the morning, and she might talk a little bit about that. But in times past, when I've had these situations where I'm just feeling like I'm in a funk, I start writing down all the things that I'm grateful for. In fact, I was in the car the other day, and one thought that came to my mind is man, I'm really grateful for oxygen in my lungs. I'm really grateful that I don't have any breathing problems. I mean, like, whatever it is, what are you grateful for? A roof over your head, your child's health. We talked about this week. We were facing a challenge, and I just said, you know what? The first thing I could think of was our daughter Hannah. And I was just like so grateful that she's healthy, and that she's growing up and she's advancing. And so again, just an attitude of gratitude, focusing on what is going right. What are you grateful for? And if you stop, pause, and reflect, we have so much to be grateful for, which can really help shift you and change your attitude to be able to go into step 4, which is all about taking action.
Yeah, just kind of dovetailing on the gratefulness. So what we've done as far as journaling goes, and I want to dive deeper into the journaling, we've really been intentional about every time we were in the wilderness and God came through and brought us up to the valley again, and everything turned out to be just fine, and his promises were there. And so just going back, and you could get such in a funk where it's like, I don't even really, I could reflect on being thankful for just being alive, but it's not working. So then you have to bring out the journal and go back and read every single time that things were going bad, but it ended up being fine. And every time, like, the Lord was faithful, you know what I mean? And you just see that pattern of consistency, which is really amazing.
Yeah.
Because every time when you feel anxious, you don't know if things are going to be okay. Just knowing the consistency and the character of the Father brings you enough faith to be like, okay, things are going to be fine.
What's amazing is how often we forget, how easily.
Yeah,
we forget.
The biggest miracles.
How easily we forget when things are going right, but it's easy for us to remember when things are going south, right?
Yeah, exactly. Hey, Paula, how's it going? Good to see you. And Ollie, what's up? Jessica, what's going on?
Yeah, I look forward to reading some of these comments later of what you guys actually do. So, Michelle, give them some something tangible that we did yesterday, like taking action, but you had a different spin on it. It's actually taking action in a different direction. So talk about that.
Yeah. So, you probably heard it from like people that are coaching you, mentoring you, your upline, where they're like, okay, you just got to take action. And you're like, okay, yes, I got to take action. So you go to your list or you go to the internet or whatever that you need to do to take the action in your business. And you're like, I still don't feel like doing it. And so a lot of times what your brain needs is a new action, something that your brain could look forward to and there's excitement in it. Because if there's novelty in something, then you're more likely to take the action, because it's all about, when you're sitting still, it's like inertia is moving against you. Whereas if you're moving, it's easier to take action, the hard action that's riding on momentum. And this is what I mean. So yesterday we were like, funky, we did the pause, we did the reflect, we did the thankful, and then it was like, okay, let's put something new on the calendar. So we got on the calendar, we went to meetup.com, and Adam actually found a group that he went to this morning.
A networking group, like a business networking group.
A business
Just to
networking
clarify.
group. And so he went there. I got on the calendar. I'm more of a night person. So I found holiday mixers to go to, and I'm actually really excited about it. I messaged a girlfriend and I said, hey, I know you're wanting to grow your gym, and I actually I'm looking for holiday mixers. Do you want to go with me? And so it got me out of the funk. It got you out of the funk, especially this morning when you came home and you're like, that group was so good.
Well, I went to the group. So I went to a new group. I met a bunch of new people. I had a one-on-one afterwards where we got to exchange ideas and collaborate with an amazing woman that I've actually met twice, but I've never gotten to know her business or her family. And I've already got like 2 other appointments on the calendar, not to present my business, but just to get to know them. And there's a reason we wanted to also talk about this topic, because on Monday we have a webinar that is going to be covering business networking. We're going to talk a little bit more about that in a minute. So if you want some insight, some tips, and you want to have more results with networking and prospecting, then you're not going to want to miss Monday's webinar. So we'll talk about that in a minute. But again, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, it's all good. So, I mean, what can you do that's new to your routine? You got to shake it up a little bit. And so I know many people don't utilize business networking mixers or networking groups. So that's something that we wanted to bring to the table for step number 4, because this could be something that's new for you.
Yeah.
And we want to make sure that you go there equipped and you're not that guy. And we want to make sure you go so you actually enjoy it, because there was times when I was going and like I did not enjoy it because I had the wrong mindset going there. So we're going to talk about that on Monday.
I think you put too much pressure on it. Right?
Yeah.
You put way too much pressure on, like, okay, I need to recruit somebody this month. I'm going to go to these groups. I'm going to find somebody, as opposed to, I'm just going to go. I'm going to make some friends. I'm going to see how I can help and what value I can add. And I got a tip today. I talked to Derek. He's the one that's going to be on the webinar with us. I was talking to him this morning about the Monday webinar, and he has some questions that he's going to give you guys on Monday. And he gave me, I'm not going to give it to you because I'm going to wait for him. But he gave me one of the questions to ask, like when you're talking to people, what questions you can ask to start conversations. And one of them I've never heard before. It's really simple, but it's really good. And I used it today, and one of my conversations went a different direction, and I was able to give some insight and tips that if I wouldn't have asked that question, it wouldn't have opened up some other doors.
Wow,
and so
that's really good.
I'm excited for Monday, because there's little phrases, there's little questions, there's little things that you could do to separate yourself and get more out of those connections. So anyway, if you want to get all the details for that webinar, you can go to our private Facebook group. We will put the link in the, most of you are already in that group, but we'll put the link in the comments as soon as we're done. You can pop over there, you can register, it's absolutely free, but we're going to be promoting it through that. And it's going to be at 10 a.m. Pacific on Monday, noon Central, 1 Eastern. If you register, you will get the replay emailed to you, so if you're working and you absolutely can't make the live, that's okay, but I really encourage you, make the live a priority if you can, because you might be able to type in, ask questions, and let's just face it, you're more intentional if you're on live. when we watch replays, it's easy to get distracted because we know we can go back and watch the replay. Yeah. And so anyway, we just wanted to encourage you, put that on your calendar, Monday at 10 a.m. Pacific. It's going to be the art of business networking. So we really want to help you not to be that guy in business networking. And we're going to give you some examples of what not to do as well.
Yeah. So, I just lost my train of thought.
Oh, come on.
Oh, okay.
What's up, Kurt from Hong Kong?
What's going on? Hey, Gary. So this is why we think it's important for you to also add networking to your, you can't just rely on that in building business. It's going to be a spoke of the wheel. So you have, the cold market prospecting that you have those skills. So when you run into people while you're out and about, you have your warm market, you have social media skills, and then you have like the professional business networking.
Cold market.
Yeah.
Did you say that?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, okay.
Open up your ears. No, I'm just joking.
Listening.
So this is why it's important. Do you want to recruit people that already have the entrepreneurial spirit and mindset? Mm-hmm. If you could go to those people, you're never again going to hear why does it cost money?
Yeah.
And just different objections are eliminated when you're networking and sponsoring people that already know about being an entrepreneur and a business owner. You never have to check up on these people because they're already self-driven. And also, if they know how to network and carry themselves, and they will get other people who have large circles of influence. And so that's when your business could go faster because people aren't running out of people to talk to. So it's really magical. Like some of our leaders came from networking groups that pushed us to the second highest leadership level.
And some of the people came
not
directly, but through someone were recruited through someone, through someone, through someone, through someone. So you never know where that's going to lead.
Exactly. And it was nice because they all had time during the day. They weren't tied up so that we could do different things, and it just moved a lot faster. So that's really important why you should consider having the skill. It's an art, I should say. And we'll see you on Monday. That's why we're going to cover
the art of business networking. So just to recap, for those that are watching late, if you're watching the replay, you already heard the recap. But again, if you're in a funk and you need to get out of that funk, first thing, you just hit pause. Hit pause. Change your environment and just walk away from whatever it is you're doing. Because if you try to continue in the funk, that funk is going to you're going to infect somebody.
It's going to get funkier.
Yeah, it's going to infect. So number 2, reflect. Why are you feeling that way? What is it? Did you let comparison creep in? Are you being hard on yourself? Did you have too much emotional attachment to maybe a prospect that decided to say no or they disappeared on you? Number 3, attitude of gratitude. You got to focus on what's going right. You got to be able to shift that attitude and be, because your attitude is what is the most attractive. And let's face it, if you're prospecting, if you're working, you got a bad attitude, I mean, they smell it a mile away, and you're not doing anybody any favors. And number 4, you got to take action. But I love what Michelle talked about, taking action in a fun, unique way, doing something different to get some momentum started. So when you go back to the other tasks, you already got that train moving. You already got some momentum, and you already got that attitude worked out.
Can we just cover the momentum part? So you went to the networking group, and you had a one-on-one right away.
Yeah.
And then now you have other meetings scheduled.
Yeah.
So it's just like getting that momentum rolling. So once
created excitement.
Yeah, exactly. So once you talk to someone and it was a good meeting, it's like you get on the phone and it's so much easier to convey the excitement because the movement is already going. Like you just didn't get off from the couch and make the call.
Yeah. We're naturally really positive people, but we're just being real with you that sometimes,
sometimes we're
days
stinky.
Just aren't as exciting as other. Yeah, your attitude is just stinky. And so hopefully you guys actually like the real life stuff. And if not, well then don't watch it. But this is our show. We're going to do what we want. But anyway, we really appreciate you guys, and thank you.
And thank you to all of you who were sharing during the broadcast.
Yeah, if you got some value out of this and you're like, wow, I never thought about it that way, then maybe share this with your team, or go to the bottom left button that says share, or tag some team members, or just say, just share this with, we're just sharing things that have helped us, and we hope that it helps you. And we love the fact that we get to come alongside you and encourage you in your journey.
Yeah, I mean, just thinking about sharing, there's probably someone on your team that is being funky right now. And you could give them that one tip, and they could go out, network, meet like a rock star and get themselves out of the funk.
Right on. So we'll see you later. Hope you guys have a great weekend. Get registered for the webinar. We'll post the Facebook group here in the comments right now. You can find the registration page on there, and we'll see you guys Monday, 10 a.m. Pacific. God bless you.
Have a great weekend.